All right, y'all. What's going on? What's up? All right. Let's talk a little bit. If y'all got a little bit of time. All right, there's a chat. Let's see. Yo, Combo. What's up, Marcus? What's going on, man? Oh boy. Well, Marcus, I went 3-0 this this weekend. I mean, a couple of them fights I was kind of iffy about picking. And I ain't gonna lie, man, the Silva Lipski fight was a little tricky. You know, going into the fight, I thought it was gonna be kind of tricky, but Karine Silva, she pulled it out, man. Overall, not a bad weekend of fights. Definitely not. Oh man, BJ in the building. What's up? BJ said, Mr. Simp. Oh, you talking to James? Oh boy. BJ said, "How are you?" Oh, how am I? Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good, bro. If you're asking me how, I'm good, bro. I've just been I just took a little power nap, like a 20-minute power nap. It kind of teased me a little bit, but I just closed my eyes for like 20 minutes, and after that I said, "Oh man, gotta get up and stream real quick." James, what's up, man? He's of course Mr. Breaker 99. Or yeah, Mr. Facts. Yeah, you can call me that either. You can call me that too. Hold on. Fix this thing. Okay. All right, y'all. So yeah, man, this past weekend of fights wasn't too bad. UFC fight night. Good finishes. I know some people kind of complained about what the card looked like, but you know, hey, the only thing I can complain about was that the prelims was not on ESPN Plus. I just had to pull it up some other way because I was like, how y'all gonna take the prelims off ESPN Plus? They put it on ESPN2, and they put it on like some ESPN news, and I don't got all that, man. I don't have cable and all that stuff anymore. I got rid of all that. I don't have time to watch cable anymore, so I got rid of that. But the prelims should have really been on the app, man. Like, come on. Because I mean, it's not a pay-per-view. You know, it goes right in from the prelims into the main card, so that was kind of crazy. But overall, not a bad card. You know, you had some good finishes. Let me see. The prelims had how many finishes? One. Let me see. Three decisions in a row. You had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you had about 3 finishes on the prelims, which wasn't bad. There was some decent fights. Yeah, BJ, I pretty much went 3-0 on this one. You know, as far as all the picks out of the WMMA fights. Shout out to Austin Hubbard, BJ. I saw your boy Austin Hubbard get his victory. You know, he put the work in. That was a good fight, action-packed fight there. I just kind of wanted to see that level up, man. I wanted to see that step up, and I was hoping he was gonna get that finish in there, man, because he hit what's his name, Figlock, a couple of times with some big shots, with some good left hooks, and I was hoping he was gonna get the finish. But hey, he got the victory, man. That's all that matters, right? So yeah, shout out to Austin Hubbard. Yeah, BJ Hubbard with the win. Yeah, man. That was all right. It was all right. It was a good fight too. Good fight. As far as WMMA fights, yeah, WMMA, you know, the fights, you know, they were the lower level fights. So hey, I was just tuned in, just wanted to see how this new signee, you know, Ivana Petrovic, how she was gonna perform this time around. Honestly, this probably was the type of opponent they should have gave her in the first place, Leon Na. It was an okay fight too. That was an okay fight. I mean, if you wanted to see Petrovic come in and fight a low level fighter like she was supposed to have, and just trying to gain some confidence. Okay, yeah, but like I said before, when they signed Petrovic, I thought that was a little premature. Ivana just won a belt with Aries, I think. Is that again? Yeah, Aries. But to me, she just really wasn't. I didn't think she was like a complete fighter yet. I mean, she's been working on her striking. I know she said that at her post fight. That's one of the things they've been having to work on, because that last time out against, what's her name, Lana Carolina, you could see she was having trouble on the feet. They didn't really have the footwork, and they didn't really have the striking like that. So, Ivana, when I first noticed that in like her last couple fights before she came to the UFC, I said she might have some problems. She would have some problems. And they stuck her in there with some strikers, this one. Then Leon Na, Leon Na, I mean, like, if Leon Na had a better gas tank and maybe a little bit better, like, wrestling, Leon Na, man, she could have got a stoppage in this fight. I mean, she was throwing some long shots, and that's how Leon Na fight. She kind of fights, she kind of fights with that aggression in the first round, like that front runner type of style, where she'll come in there, give it her all the first round or so, or until she gasses out. And I think Ivana Petrovic said that in the post-fight. She was like, I think when it came down to like the second or third round, she's like, I don't think she really wants to be here anymore. She's kind of like, I don't think she really wanted to be here. And I guess she kind of felt that. And I saw that too, man. I was like, after she could have had success in that first round, landing some big shots, she kind of started fighting Petrovic's fight, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why you not sticking to your length and your power shots? And she did that in that other fight. Was that Ariane Carnelossi? Then she dropped Ariane Carnelossi a little while back. Long, tall power puncher. She let them shots go, but I think she still let Carnelossi come back and finish her in that fight. That was like a few years ago, if y'all remember that fight. Then she got finished by Juarez. And somebody in the comment section I was talking to, man, my bad if I forgot. It's just in the other video, man. He commented and said they shouldn't have got rid of Juarez. I forgot they got rid of Juarez, man. Like, they probably should have kept her around a little bit longer, because I think she only won one fight in the UFC, but they probably should have gave her a little bit of a chance, because she did have some excitement to her. But they got similar resumes right now. Leon Na hasn't won a fight yet in the UFC, right? That's four losses in a row. Yeah, she's 0-4. So I think we know what that means. Now, I'm looking at her resume. I know she fought Juliana Velasquez. I forgot about that. She fought Bellator. She fought Agapova. She lost to Agapova too. Oh yeah, it's time for her to go. Oh yeah. But yeah, it wasn't too bad of a fight. I mean, Ivana Petrovic got a chance to work on her ground game and, test out her striking, test out her striking a little bit more. But she still needs to work on. I think that she did what she was supposed to do. The first round was kind of close. I think Leon Na, was landing some big shots, landed a few big shots in there. Looked like she had hurt Petrovic. I think it was in the first or second, but when Petrovic started going for them takedowns and Leon Na was accepting that wrestling, that's where she just kind of wore down. Like, she's not really built for that type of fight. Like, Leon Na should have been moving. I mean, J.J. Aldridge already proved that too. Like, J.J. Aldridge took her down and just mauled her and beat her up till she got the finish, So, yeah, it was a fight that made Petrovic have to figure out some little minor adjustments to making the fight, even against the Leon Na. So I'm glad she got the victory, just so, this is another fighter that won't just go on like another losing streak, and hopefully she can improve, because the 125-pound division ain't no joke, right? And for Leon Na to continue to fight there, I mean, shoot, Leon Na been finished at 115 and 125. You know, she'd be better off at 115, but in all honesty, with 4 losses, probably be better off to get cut and go hit that Invicta up, right? You know, go ahead, hit that Invicta up and start working. 0-4, I can't, I can't say she there's nobody on Leon Na's level right now that I can see her beating. You know, all the girls, Gabriela Fernandez, Teresa Bleda, I think if they keep her around long enough, hey, you know, Juju could probably beat her at this point. You know, Juju Miller probably could beat her at this point. But other than that, I think Leon Na has kind of showed us what she's capable of. She's not, you know, she just don't have that UFC level of training, man. Petrovic, good victory for her. I think she still needs to build herself up too as well. Maybe her and Teresa Bleda should be the fight to make, or Gabriela Fernandez, or I don't know. Gabriela Fernandez is another striker. Maybe she need to fight like a fellow grappler, somebody that's going to be a little bit more stationary. Because Teresa Bleda is 7-1, lost her first fight against Silva. That was bad matchmaking. They shouldn't have put her in there. Gabriela Fernandez, just got she just racked up another loss. Yeah, she just racked up a loss too. Yeah, so she's 0-2 in the UFC too. So I don't know if they want to do that. BJ said Nong would beat Veronica Macedo. Yeah, you better stop. I know you playing, man, because Veronica Macedo about to take on JJ Aldrich, and I'm a little worried for JJ Aldrich. I ain't gonna lie, man. JJ Aldrich gonna be in for a fight. BJ said Nong would beat Macedo. He trying to get some laughs out tonight, man. Oh man. Oh, BJ said saying Valentina is the best flyweight in the world is a lie. Man, what y'all talking about Valentina for? Who y'all talking about? Jane, you over here talking about Valentina again? What you talking about Valentina for? You'll see Valentina enough in the Tough House. Valentina's come up in the Tough House, and she's got the rubber match coming up. Don't worry about Valentina right now, because don't worry about Valentina until you hear that name Grasso versus Valentina 3 happens, or till you hear Valentina and Manon fight. All right. Marcus said Leon Na beats Mandy Bohm. Let me think about that. Mandy Bohm has been stepping her striking up. I've been looking at her training. You know, her training is looking a little bit more solid these days. You know, she's taking some boxing matches. She racked up 3 wins in boxing as of lately since she left the UFC. Yeah, she's pretty much gone right from the UFC. But if they chose to bring her back, I would say that would probably be the only fight that Leon Na might. But oh no, man. We just said Grasso beat Valentina again. We just said Mandy Bohm might go to PFL. She could go to PFL. But yeah, I'm gonna be real. She's been working. She's been working on her boxing and her overall stand-up game. That's good. Leonardo, man, yeah, I think this should be it for her though. Honestly, yeah, I think, let's be real, yes, this should be it for Leon Na. Petrovic, it's a tough division right now. The only thing she can do right now is train intense, get with the right people, and improve her stand-up game, get them fundamentals down. Maybe she needs to train with some movers like who are some good strikers she could train with in the flyweight division. Maybe some fighters that are a little higher than her. Maybe she could train with the Yan Jianan or something like that, 115, Teresa did train with Noam for like one session, but they didn't train enough, or they didn't really spar together enough. Maybe she needs to train with somebody like that. Veronica Macedo, Veronica Mahardy now, right? Valentina, those type of fighters. somebody that's going to help build up her stand-up game. But I can't say, like, oh, she's a bad fighter or anything like that. Ivana Petrovic, I think she just got a little premature sign so far, but I think there's still some time for her to work. It's just that there's not too many easy fights at 125. Y'all know that, right? There's no easy fights at 125. Really. Kenta, what's up? He said that bone level in PFL. Yeah, that's where she probably needs to be, right? PFL, Mandy Bone, throw her in that mix. All right. What was the other fight? Oh yeah, Ketlin Souza and Marnik Mann. This one here, I'll be quick on, man. This was another one, man. When I saw Marnik Mann signed again, like, I'm not hating on anybody's shine, but people think, oh, you hating on somebody when they get signed. No, I'm just being real, man. Like, sometimes you can see right away if the signing is a little premature based off of what you've seen in the skill sets. Like, when I saw Marnik Mann losing the Contender Series, I said, okay, maybe she'll stick around in LFA, get in a couple of fights, and kind of go from there. Like, I don't know why the UFC was so keen to sign her so fast. Like, did they really need like a late replacement for her at the time? I think it was Josephine Newts. And yeah, when she fought Josephine Newts, like, Josephine Newts, I think her original opponent had pulled out, and then they signed Marnik Mann. But I was like, they couldn't find Josephine, nobody else. Like, I think Marnik Mann needs to be getting in that LFA work right now. She's not ready for that UFC level yet, because when they signed her, let me see, she was 2-4-5, 5-1. No. She was 6-1. And she had just lost in that Contender Series 2 fights before that. Bruna Brazil beat her in that Contender Series. That was a brutal head kick, man. So I thought, okay, maybe she will work in LFA for a little bit, maybe Invicta. And she fights Amber Brown. She's able to beat Amber Brown, use her wrestling, good ground game. That's mainly her base, right? She a little tank. She kind of built like a little tank. But when it comes down to that hand game, man, that offensive striking ain't there. And sometimes, like, whenever somebody starts shooting at her, shooting them jabs and them power shots, she gets a little, I won't say gunshot, but she'll kind of go on the defense real quick in a way of, like, she kind of shells up real quick. She'll kind of shell up and you can kind of tee off on her. Josephine Newts, a strong fighter, takedown, defense is on point. That was a little too much for her. But whenever I saw that fight was announced, I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, I don't think she's ready for the UFC yet. I was hoping she would stay in LFA or Invicta for a little while. And this was proof right here, man. Ketlin Souza, she was the former Invicta champion. I believe she had a belt in another organization. Ketlin Souza moved down from flyweight to 115 for this one. And she put that work in. Ketlin Souza, she got some decent power. Like, her movement right away, to me, I knew that style was going to be a problem for Marnik Mann. Just the way she'll step in and out, set some kicks up, let those long right hands go, and left uppercuts with the combinations she was putting on her. I know she landed some body shots on Marnik Mann, too. That's why I was like, oh, man, Marnik Mann, they really need to get her. They really need to show her some defense, man. Like, or teach her to be more offensive, where she's first and kind of pressuring and smothering her opponent, because that's what her build is. Like, she needs to be that type of fighter to put that pressure on and take your opponent down and just keep it there. Because if that's her thing, wrestling, she gotta have some offensive game plans to stay in there, man. BJ said Liana was signed too early. Yeah, I can agree with that. Maybe she should have stayed out for a little. Maybe it should have kept throwing out outskirts, the UFC for like another year or two. And maybe she should have been like in Invicta or Octagon for a little while longer, somewhere like that. That's about it. trying to think who else was I'm gonna say was prematurely signed. Yeah, she was definitely shelling up, man. Yeah, she was definitely shelling up. I don't know, man. Like when I saw that reaction, I was like, oh man, like that was kind of telling me that they haven't really shown her like how to slip some shots, how to time shots, keep your back off the cage. Like whenever some of these wrestlers like Carla Esparza shoot, they know how to get it completely out of range, or maybe weather a few shots and then lock up. But she couldn't really do that in here. She ate a couple shots and she was like, oh, I gotta go on the back foot. Could be because of that Bruna Brazil fight, because that was a vicious head kick she ate in that fight that put her out. So yeah. Kelly Souza, I'm surprised that she was able to get down on 115 because I know she spent the majority of her career at 125, I believe. Like, I'm going to double check here. 125. I think most of her fights were at 125, right? Let me see. Has she ever fought at 115 early in her career? I don't think she has. Hold on. I'm just taking a peek here. Some of these early fights from Ketlin Souza. I don't know, man. Ketlin Souza must have had nightmares after that Karine Silva fight, boy. It was like, oh no. Yeah, she was at 125 back in that Invicta FC 49. Yeah, I remember that because she fought Christina Williams. Yeah, she said she wanted to move down here and fight, though. Gabby said Souza versus Alexander or Brazil or Rayan next. I think Rayan dos Santos got an opponent next already, right? I think Rayan's got an opponent. Let me see. Rayan dos Santos. Rayan dos Santos is taking on... Yeah. Rayan dos Santos is taking on the new Indian fighter they signed, Pooja Tumar. She just got signed. That fight's coming up in June. Oh yeah, and you got Denise Gomes, Eduardo Moro on that card as well. Ooh, that's the card with Andrea Leah Montana. Uh-oh. So yeah, I just felt like, with Mark McMahon, there was a lot of work that needed to be done as far as, the stand up, her footwork, confidence. Ketlin Souza, she looked sharp, like she didn't look weak at 115. I mean, yeah, if she can continue to improve her stand up game, her takedown defense in this division, hey, and discipline as far as her body, like Jillian Robertson. Jillian Robertson's looking like a strawweight now. If Ketlin Souza can make that drastic change that needs to be made, I think she has a home at 115. Because 125 is tough. Maybe they said, all right, let's look at this layout here, flyweight versus strawweight. Like, do we feel stronger at 115? Okay, we feel stronger at 115. Let's stay here, But you got to make those sacrifices. She's got to make that sacrifice and stay at the right weight. She got to make sure she's on weight, But yeah, as far as like move downs, Jillian's looking good. Jillian looks good at 115. Definitely. Trying to think who else, like Cynthia Calvillo, like I don't know what's going on with her, but yeah, like she needed that drastic change. So Ketlin Souza's going to need that type of change if she really wants to compete at 115 at this point. Oh yeah, now at some point I'll talk about Melissa Gatto is moving up to fight Tamiris Vidal next month. I guess she just wants to stay active at this point, so she's taking that fight. Ketlin Souza has fought at 115 and once at 135. Oh, okay, yeah, just once. Yeah, I was trying to see if she had fought like consistently, but like her last 4 or 5 fights, they were all 125 though. But this 125 is serious. Okay, let's see. All right. Karine Silva and Ariane Lipski. Okay. I know the people that get disappointed about the fight, they wanted to see a blowout. But I know people like me that watch it and know what type of improvements were made. I understood exactly what was happening in the fight. Like, no, nobody was scared. There was just a lot of respect there because they knew what each fighter was capable of. You know, both Silva knows that Ariane Lipski is capable of landing big shots, putting her out. Her takedown defense is on point. Lipski, she's wide aware. She was wide awake in this fight as far as staying away from the takedowns. She is widely aware that she could be finished on the ground, you know. So before any of that could happen, to prevent any of that from happening, they made sure that they were in the gym working. You know, Lipski's submission defense was on point. Karine Silva, her offense was on point in this fight. She made her offense work for her. As far as her striking defense, it worked as well. Like, you didn't see Lipski landing too many bombs in here. They both kind of stayed out of range of. They both kind of stayed out of each other's punching range. At the same time, they spent too much time throwing a lot of kicks in this fight. That's the one disappointment I had with this fight. I thought it was competitive. You know, I liked the energy as far as how they were showing respect and they were trying to figure each other out. It was kind of high-paced chess. You know, Karine Silva didn't see the submission coming, so she tried her best to find other places to win. You know, she continued to land her ground and pound and just keep pressure on Lipski. You know, Lipski towards the end tried to turn it up, but a little too late at that point. I think their training focused a lot on defense more so than offense, like finding an offensive game plan to crack Karine Silva. Like, they seemed like they spent a lot of time just trying to make sure that they could not get submitted. But I didn't see no jabs. I didn't see a jab from either fighter too much in this fight. You know, like, Lipski threw a few body shots. And that's why I was waiting for, like, where's that right hand from Lipski? Like, find that range, girl. Like, stop staying so far out. Like, I know you don't want to get taken down, but, you know, throw some leg kicks. There weren't too many leg kicks in this fight either, man. I need to look at the stats. Like, how many leg kicks did they throw in this fight? I saw a lot of body kicks, which was crazy. Like, Lipski threw some body kicks, and that left her open to be taken down, you know? I'm a simple man. When I see Combo live and talking about WMMA, I hit the like button. Oh, thanks, Air Mike. I appreciate that. Hey, you know, it's Monday evening. Got a fight hangover. Got a fight hangover. We just talking about some WMMA, you know. In one place you can come over and just talk about it, you know. And whatever your opinion is, you know, we can just vibe on it, you know. But I just saw Lipski being a little too respectful at times. Not scared, but just a little respectful. And defense wise, I really wish that they would have maybe worked on an offensive game plan here. Seemed like they waited a lot. You know, they waited to kind of see what Karine was going to throw. But even then, man, now that you hear we talking about them soccer kicks, man, like, Karine Silva was throwing a lot of soccer kicks, man. And I'm like, yo, Lipski, where's your counters at? Like, every time she throw that front kick to the face, you know, throw that high soccer kick to the face, it's that right kick coming, you catch with an overhand right. You know, throw that overhand right, you know. Yeah, Karine threw a bunch of leg kicks. I ain't see too many land, though. I know she threw a bunch of air kicks. Like, I didn't see enough, like, kind of break Lipski down. Like it must weren't really like damaging kicks in my opinion, because I didn't really like say, oh, they didn't catch my eye in the fight. Like I just saw a lot of power shots thrown. A lot of power shots thrown and missed. And I think that's what kind of wore Karine Silva down in that third round. Like I don't think Karine Silva got a gas tank issue. I think number one, that was her first 3-round fight in the UFC. And number two, part of her probably expected a finish, right? Number two, part of her probably expected a finish. That's why the first 2 rounds she did kind of fight with that intensity, where she was trying her best to put a lot of pressure and, do some damage to set up a submission. And, number three, throwing a lot of them kicks, throwing a lot of air kicks. It takes a lot of energy to throw them kicks that high. They're throwing a lot between both of them. So throwing a lot of those kicks, you're going to wear yourself down. To me, the best way to measure your distance is with a jab. You said Karine was managing the distance with the kicks. He was just putting them out there. Not a lot of setup. And that's not wise, That's my point. Like, when you throw kicks out, like, that's what I was saying yesterday, like, or Saturday, like, you throwing heavy kicks like that, that's not good to manage distance with. Like, if you're going to throw the kicks out there to manage, stop throwing heavy kicks. Exactly, everybody. Like, stay. He says she spammed those. Yeah, man. Like you just spam them. At that point, it's just like, why are you throwing heavy kicks like that? Like, are you trying to connect, or are you trying to manage distance? Because if you're trying to manage distance, you would just paw with it. You would just kind of flick it out there, like JoJo does. When JoJo throws like a front kick, and JoJo still hit you in the face with a front kick. JoJo, she's so quick. Like, she'll flick them front kicks out, pop you in the face, and okay, that's my range. Like Karine Silva throwing these heavy kicks though. Like, that's not how you find range. I've been better off just finding that jab range, man. She probably could have scored a couple of good power shots, maybe a couple flash knockdowns. Same thing with Lipski. I didn't see enough of that from her in this one. Good takedown defense though. Again, good aggression. She gave Karine Silva some good work to be tested. James said people need to stop overhyping fighters too early. That's all. Who's been overhyping Karine Silva? I mean, she's coming in finishes. She's the one that's, looking the part. Y'all complain when you see fighters going the distance and not doing enough. But Karine Silva come in here with that dominant factor, finishing fighters. And now she got tested here. She's not overhyped. She got a victory. I picked her by a finish, but as time goes on, fights aren't going to be ending in finishes. How many times I got to tell y'all that? Like, even if you go to distance, that doesn't mean somebody's overrated. Cause you try to pull that mess with Mann all the time, saying she ain't no beast because the finishes don't come. Like, finishes don't come all the time, man. They don't come like that all the time. Kenta said more jabs and less kicks. Exactly. Brian said they weren't all heavy. Them kicks were heavy, man. She be flicking them. She be firing them things. Them things were heavy. That's why she got tired. And that plan, it kept Lipski's timing off. But you ain't land that many. No, them things were heavy, man. Them some heavy kicks she was throwing. She was throwing some heavy soccer kicks. I mean, every one she was throwing, boom, boom, throwing them things up. That ain't going to work on your next striking opponent. I'm telling you that right now. Or even your next wrestler. Gabby said, do you think we might see Andrade at 125 soon? Andrade versus Cortez. If Andrade wants to keep that 125 ranking, you might see her. You might see her again. They might call her. Shoot, they might call her for Karine Silva. They might call her for Cortez, yeah. because I don't see Andrade getting a strawweight title shot anytime soon. Suarez probably get it before she does. So in the meantime, if Andrade wants to keep that ranking at 125, yeah, probably you'll see her fight there. Ariane said Mann doesn't finish, but she breaks the brakes off her opponents. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she wins rounds. You know, that's all. That's what it comes down to. She be winning rounds. Some people thought if it goes to the ground with Karine, it's a wrap. Wasn't like that at all. Yeah, I mean, for good reason. Yeah, for good reason. If it goes to the ground, she has the ability to submit you. But in this case here, Ariane Lipski did her job as far as improving her submission defense and her groundwork. You see how she was like creating that space with her kicks on the ground too. You know, she would not let Karine in her guard. She was putting them knees up. That's good work, you know. That's expected on that part. Like, if she hadn't made those right improvements, you probably would have saw her get submitted. But you got to think, man, if somebody's really wanting it just as much as you are, they're going to make it hard for you. Gabby said Andrade fought everybody at 115 unless she fights Verna. Yeah, and I wonder what the UFC is going to do. Are they going to give Tatiana Suarez that shot? They might give Tatiana Suarez that shot. If they do that, then Verna Andrade might happen. Yeah, Mann wins with them kicks. She wins with her 1-2. She wins with her control, her distance. You better talk to those fighters that are losing to her then, you know. Paul said, I'm late, but I made it. Good evening, comment in chat. What's up, Paul? Paul, did you get all your picks this time? I've been pretty much I've been spot on with all my flyweight picks. All the big flyweight fights that been coming up so far, I have been getting those. You know, that's my division. You know that. Because let's see, if we go back to Chikagan Barber, yeah, I picked Barber. I almost picked Chikagan in that fight. Maybe if Chikagan was a little bit active, I would have stuck with her, but she probably would have won. But yeah, I got that one. Rose Ebos. Yeah, I picked Rose. I got that one. Mann Aaron. I got that one. Yeah. I got this one, and I got the Natalia Silva versus Viviane Araújo. Who was the other fight? Who did Andrea Lee fight last? Because I think I picked. I didn't pick Andrea Lee in that fight. No, Miranda Maverick. Yeah, Miranda Maverick. I got that fight too. Yeah. I've been on point with all the flyweight picks. Sometimes strawweight's a little, you know, up in the air. But yeah, I got been getting all these 125-pound picks. I'm trying to think of the one I didn't get recently. Let me see. Oh yeah, we got Andrea Lee Montana coming up. That rematch. I'm surprised that people aren't calling out Erin more since she lost. Yeah, I haven't heard anybody call her out. Paul said I did pick Petrovic and Souza, but I picked Lipski. I thought we might see a veteran lesson, but at least she made it to a decision. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a possibility. I was a little bit nervous for. Everybody said thank God Karine didn't fight someone like Rose. Way to leave Valentina that night. In these moments, it shows rankings and gradual progress are a beautiful concept. Hey, yeah, that's true, man. Like, because people, you know, forget Rose's grappling and her jiu-jitsu is sweet too. You know, it is. Like, Rose is very slick, and she'll be able to read some of the things Karine Silva does. From that performance last night to this one, if somebody like, all right, I'm going to put it like this. Okay, if Karine Silva was fighting a striker like Rose last night that is throwing them high soccer kicks and she's a slick striker, Rose will be catching her more with them right hands. Rose got a higher IQ. Rose, former champion, she knows what to do. Rose would have been catching. I'm going to be honest. Like, that would have been a fight. Man, like, I would have had to probably pick Rose in that one at this point, you know, because I would have said, okay, Rose going to see them kicks coming. She'll know that range. She'll return her own kicks. And now if it gets to the ground, though, like, we'll see how strong she is. But I think that'd be a fight where Rose, she could spend a lot of time, moving in and out, and even getting back up at times, because she can read some of the moves. But yeah, I think Karine would have still a great chance on the ground, like she did in the Lipski fight. Because then, Lipski has been at 125 longer, so her strength might be there. But that might be the one downfall for Rose in that fight, like the physical strength, the physical aspect if it goes to the ground. But as far as like being able to read the kicks, same with Zhang Weili reading them kicks, Valentina. Yeah. That's why, I didn't want to see her in nothing major like that yet. I said, okay, Lauren Murphy, that would have been a good fight for her. And then depending on what she looked like in that, then maybe another fight. Now that we see what she looked like with Lipski, maybe, okay, let's go into what James asked. Who do you want to see Karine? Who do you want to see next for Karine? Now we can see her in there with like Caitlin Chikagan or Amanda Ebas. Amanda Ebas is a mover. That girl like to let shots go. She got that judo. Got some decent ground game too. She's a fighter. Amanda Ebas keep coming. So I think somebody with that type of long jab that's gonna let shots go. Yeah, let's see that type of fight. Let's go ahead and see Amanda Ebas or Chikagan. Like, Chikagan's a black belt now. Like, let's see, can she get Chikagan to the ground and submit her? Like, if you can finish Chikagan, man, like that says something. What's up, Easy? He said, what y'all talking about? James just asked what would be next for Karine Silva at this point. So I'm kind of looking at one of those fights. But yeah, we were kind of talking about like how Karine would look against like a higher level fighter too, like Rose, Weili, or Valentina. Everybody said Karine would likely overpower Rose on the ground, but she wouldn't have gone to sleep on the feet, assuming it's a hungry Rose. Right. She would have gone to sleep. Yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, Rose on the bottom against Karine, that'd be tough, man. Like, I think I had to go with Karine, like, if it gets in that position, where she's putting that top heavy pressure. Like, I don't know if Rose would be able to slide out like she does against like a Michelle Waterson or so on. Man, yeah. But those are names, those are names she need to look at now. I prefer Caitlin or Ebas, but Rose is now in that mix and she's around that vicinity. So yeah, Ebas is a good test. I like the Ebas fight. You think Karine submits Chikagan? I don't know. Chikagan is she's almost like a wild card sometime with that ground game too. Like, she can wear you down too. Like, I think that's the one fight that'll really test to see where Karine's cardio is. Like, if Caitlin can take her into like a third round, yeah. Karine's looking great. I can see her improving big time on the feet after rewatching her. Yeah, I can see her improving. Like, I definitely ain't taking away from her in that fight. I just think that finding her range, she's got to be smarter with it, because as you come into the fight, 5-round fights and the 3-round fights with movers and shakers, yeah, you got to slow the pace down. You got to throw your pepper in shots. You can't throw with aggression. Like, every single shot got to be heavy. I think Karine Silva got to slow it down. And I don't know, like, something about her form. Like, again, I ain't overhyping here. I mean, Karine looked like she could be like a Amanda Nunes type, with her power. Like, if she slowed it down and, the way she kind of got that little head bop to her, and if she start working with them feints a little bit, she could, start slowing her striking down and being kind of aggressive like Amanda on the feet, and then have that jiu-jitsu background of focus, to back her up on the ground. Like, that's why I want to see her work on her form, like how she throws like overhand rights and stop depending on those kicks, like start fighting more like a mixed martial artist with their hands, like don't throw so many like form heavy shots, Muay Thai style. Paul said, give me your thoughts on Yasmin Lucinda when you get a chance. I haven't watched much tape on her. I'd love to hear what you know. Okay, all right. In a second. What's up, Lolita? How long have you been on? How long I've been on? About half an hour. Yeah, Brian said about half an hour. What's my time stamp right here? Yeah. We'll just say about 48 minutes. It says here. Minus introduction. Yeah, about 40 minutes. And we're on the Karine Silva topic right now. Easy said Karine needs to work on that cardio. She was pretty gassed, mostly due to KO and air. Yeah, that's all I think it was. Like, if she don't throw that many, if she stopped fighting air, I think she'll be fine. I think if she stops hitting air, because air is taking her air, she'd be up, that's taking her air every shot, so she got to slow it down a little bit, save some of that win for the second round, if there is going to be a second round, or the third round, if there's going to be a third round. Karine's still years behind the GOAT. Karine versus Nunes, different weight classes. Josiane Nunes. Lolita said those haymakers. Yeah, I'd like to see Karine Silva kind of build off haymakers a little bit. Kind of not be like this wild clubber, of course, but I'd like to see her, throw straighter jabs, maybe a few push kicks to the stomach, start throwing that overhand right, catching her opponents, start working on how to deliver her power, turning that right hand over. She start catching fighters that way too, so I think as she moves up now, it's time to start evolving a little bit. We know she got the jiu-jitsu, and I think a lot of people do know that now. Like, a lot of people do. A lot of the fighters know, so they're going to be training for that. So she's got to start hurting people on the feet. Hurting them on the feet and then taking them down. Air is taking her. Air is a ball. Yeah. Air is taking her air. What's up, robot? Yeah, man. It reminds me of that. What was that old song, man? Fabulous. Breathe. That's what I think of now, man. Robot or Easy. That's what I think of. That's what I'm going to be thinking of, man. And like Karine Silva's next fight is that Fabulous song, Breathe. It came out almost, 20 years ago? When you see her start to gas, man. That's why I hear whenever Viviane Araújo start gassing that third round, I'll be like, oh, no. She needs to work on her timing on the feet. I fear she may get timed a lot by someone faster than she is. Yeah, I think so too, man. When she fighting faster people, it's just going to be inevitable, man. It's just going to happen. Brian said, who was it the other day that pointed out the knee bar at the end of the round two? It locked in, but the horn blew. I know I did in the Saturday. Yeah. Saturday. I was thinking something else. Yeah, I know I did, but I know some of y'all did. I know Lipski had a chance to look for something, but she seemed a little bit worried. Kenta said Ariane was beating her in the third round. Yeah, I did give. I gave Lipski the third round. Though. I thought her offense was working. The knees to the body worked. I thought she did. Let's talk about this too. I kind of thought, I don't know, Kenta, was it me? But, and I'm going to be real, see, like, did Lipski kind of stumble Karine Silva? And I mean, it happens. I mean, you're dealing with a power punch. Lipski got power. Did she? And again, her body language in the third did look a little sapped, like she was sapped from throwing a lot of heavy shots. Like, yeah, Karine Silva did look a little sapped in the third round, but she came back. She got the takedown and she finished the fight. She got her second win and she did finish. But I did give Lipski the third round. I had thought like Karine kind of stumbled back. I don't know if you saw the air mic. Maybe it was just me. Air mic said Lipski would have won. Ariane de Silva rejects the Queen of Violence moniker. Oh, man. He said since she changed the name, she took away the violence, right? James said kind of a stumble. Okay. Marcus Bell said Karine did stumble against Lipski. Okay, I thought it was just me. Zama said Karine got exposed a bit, didn't she? Let's go make Ariane versus Karine Silva. That's a good fight. You know, Ariane's a little bit more sharper with her hands, you know, as far as the offense. Like there's a bit more of a mix up with Ariane on the feet, like when it comes to her punches and so on. Ariane Blanchfield's jiu-jitsu too, man. Like her defense is gonna be tough for Karine Silva. I think Ariane's fought a lot of tough fighters, man. You know, a lot of good fights to prepare her for what Karine has. Striking IQ, I don't know how high it is for Karine Silva, but jiu-jitsu wise, it's high. Ariane's striking IQ is not that high, but jiu-jitsu on the ground, we all can agree that Ariane's jiu-jitsu good like that. Now, as far as her offense, as far as her setup of getting it down there, she didn't have no game plan against a beast like Manon. What was that? Gabby, what is that you posted? Somebody said something. Oh, yeah, Gabby said Ariane did an interview. She said that she thought the fight was close. Which fight? Her and the Manon fight? She thought the Ariane and Manon fight was close? Not at all. She better watch it a couple times. She was competitive, but she didn't win no rounds. James said Ariane versus Natalia. Who you got? I might have to go with Natalia right now. Karine Barber. That's another one. Paul said, have the rankings changed yet? No, not yet. No, I just checked today. Brian said, no, she was off balance. I just watched that sequence like 30 seconds ago. Okay. See, I watched it fight night and I watched it yesterday. Okay. Because the angle I looked at, I watched it before I left for work. So I just tried to get it in real quick and I just saw her kind of stumble. So I was like, maybe she caught something. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take your word for it. He said that she was just, wait a minute, off balance. Okay. Off balance. Maybe tired. That's all. That's why she was all jelly legs from tired. Cardio. Oh, man. Todd, what's up? Todd Johnson. What's up? I think Ariane wins that. Her BJJ can withstand her as long as she focuses on her wrestling. Yeah. Ariane is Ariane ain't gonna be easy. Ariane ain't gonna be no mark on the ground like that. Like Ariane's jiu-jitsu is solid. So, you know, I don't think she'll be able to just finish her like that. Zama said Ariane won't respect Karine Silva's grappling at all. I think she'll respect it, meaning that she'll know what to look out for. She ain't gonna go in there crazy now. Like, that's what I mean whenever I say respect it. Like, I don't mean she's gonna avoid it and become a striker all of a sudden. No, I mean she's gonna respect it by knowing, okay, I know what she's capable of and I know how to handle that. Lipski literally caught a kick. Oh, she caught a kick. Lipski caught her kick and then she was off balance off the kick. Okay. Gabby, who has better wrestling, Karine or Ariane? Off of what I've seen, I would probably say let me think here. Because Karine did some good work in this Lipski fight. Let me think. Because she didn't really wrestle Miranda. I'm trying to look at her decision fight. She didn't really wrestle Miranda, and she didn't really wrestle like Tyler Santos like that. She kind of smothered her. I saw a lot of good wrestling control from Karine Silva against Lipski here. So I would say I'm seeing more wrestling from Karine. Yeah, whereas Ariane likes to, trip like she did against Tyler. Look for that opening to trip just like she did against Miranda Maverick a few times, And then, like JJ Aldrich, she's slipping to jiu-jitsu. She just slipping right into that. Andrade, Molly McCann. Really, I just seen her wrestle like on and off in the Miranda fight, but even then, not so heavy. Like Karine's probably showed more wrestling in this Lipski fight, right? Paul said Aaron probably gonna come back way better in next time too. Yeah. I'm hoping she does. Like, I think she can. Aaron is smart. Like, that's one thing I can say. Like, she is a smart fighter. She was just in there with somebody with a much higher IQ on the feet, man. Like, and knew how to use their strength and size against her. That's why I had to go with Manon in that one, man. Like, I know what Aaron's capable of, but yeah, she'll be back. Aaron will be back from that fight. I think Aaron might say, I think Barbara is scared of Aaron. It's a shame because she could take her. Yeah, that's a good fight, man. Robot said Cortez would be a good test. Yeah, Cortez and Karine Silva, that's a good fight. I think Cortez is good. Ebas, Chikagan, those three are good fights. Maybe the Rose fight, not so much. To go in there with a former champion right away. Nah, right off of this fight, nah. Maybe one of them three fights in the middle. Okay, yeah, Paul. So real quick, Paul asked, what do I think of Yasmin Lucindo? I think this girl, Yasmin Lucindo, man, she's got a lot of potential, man. Looking back at some of her fights, this young girl, she's come far from what you see now in the UFC, which is saying a lot, man, because I believe I say this a lot. Like, Yasmin Lucindo started fighting at the age of 15, man. Like, her first professional fight was 15 years old. Yasmin Lucindo started fighting at 15 years old, right? Let me check. I'm going to make sure. I used to say this a lot in my earlier videos because when I was studying her, I said, whoa, she's 22 now. And I was like, this girl has been fighting since 2017. Oh, man, she was like, what? 7. Let me see. 15. She was born in 2002. And her first fight was in 2017. That's 15 years old. Yeah. Yasmin Lucindo's a gritty one, man. She's been fighting at a young age. Yeah, 15 years old. And I think that from what I've seen in the early fights, she does brawl. She used to brawl. She had power at a young age. She can slug with you. Those early fights, she was getting in against a lot of underground Brazilian fighters. Nothing that was really going to like bring us the UFC test, but you see the development in her throughout when she's, I would say probably like 2020, 2021, you start seeing her changing up a little bit more. Still fight with that excitement. I know she fought Sarah Froda a couple of years ago before she got into the UFC. She fought in that Samurai Fight House. Knocked the girl out in there. She's definitely got some natural power, man. Like, I like the energy she had before was like pure dog and pure fighter. She'll just go in there and let it all go. But now she's kind of slowing it down some. She's becoming more of a thinker now, and she's picking her shots. Like in that Brogan Walker fight, that was a good fight for her, Still young. That was a good fight to kind of work her leg kicks and start working on that sharp left hook that she has. She can set off, she can set it up off a jab. Good counter striker to me. These are just some of the good qualities I'm seeing from her. Of course, she needs some work. She needs the opponents to test herself out, but she's got some ground game too. She can take you down. She's solid. I think for her age at 22, the resume that she racked up at 22 years old, she's had have 20 fights. She's She's working, man. And couldn't have come at a perfect time too, man. Amanda Nunes is working with. I know I was saying like this girl, she has that potential, man, like to just keep going higher and higher, and maybe be like a Nunes or something in her career, just the way she's like working on both skill sets, ground and stand up. And Amanda's up in there training with her. Amanda looked kind of fit too, man. Y'all think Amanda's trying to come back? Like Amanda wasn't looking out of shape now. Amanda was in there giving some work to Yasmin Lucindo, so I know y'all see that, man. Like Yasmin Lucindo was up in there working with Amanda, and I know it ain't been no 2-3 years since Amanda Nunes been gone, but Amanda was looking like she was in shape, man. I don't know if she planning on some comeback or what. Paul said, I've heard everything from she's the next big thing. She's overrated. So I wanted to hear your thoughts. No, you got to look out for her. I say definitely look out for her, man. Like anybody that's been fighting since they were like 14, 15 years old and they here now and they racked up this many wins and they're this tough. And not just tough, but they're developing. And Amanda Nunes is reaching out to her too and working with her. That's somebody to look out for. Even that Yasmin Jauregui fight. I mean, that fight too, like Yasmin won it. But it was just like the style. Like the style, Yasmin happened to be faster and have more just that volume style to her, throwing a lot of volume. So she was able to edge those rounds out. But Yasmin Lucindo held her own in that fight. Some people thought she won that fight. That was a good, violent fight. That was a good, violent fight. This fight here against Karolina Kowalkiewicz is what she needs. I think this fight here is going to test to see if she can be patient, find those openings on the feet, and not get drawn into like a brawling match with Karolina. Because, Karolina's been boxing a little bit more sharper, but a little bit more sharp than she used to be. She's slowing her pace down, throws more volume. But let's see if Yasmin Lucindo can work around that and set up like a good solid 1-2, maybe put Karolina out. If she's able to do that or even like finish her on the ground, oh yeah, she's in the top 15. Yeah, Gabby, I love Karolina, man, and I love what she's doing, man. That's why I wish they didn't. Oh, man, I kind of wish they didn't match them up. Easy said if Lucindo touches Karolina one time, it's over. Hopefully Nunes doesn't give her that heart. Robot said Zaman Karine smokes Dakota, in my opinion. She get her on the ground, she gonna twist her up like a pretzel. Gabby said, I hope Lucindo wins. It's better for the division. Yeah, I do too. Like, I think it's gonna be better, but I like this new. I ain't gonna lie, man. I like this new Karolina, man. Like, she just cracked a 5-fight win streak with 4. I won't say just cracked it, but yeah, like, how many fighters you see do that, man? Crack 5 fights, 5 losses, and come back and win 4 in a row. Now, I don't know if she's going to be solid enough to take on the top 5, like Marina Rodriguez or Verna or Carla at some point. Carla versus Karolina would be interesting, though. But I don't want to see Karolina Kowalkiewicz get discouraged if she loses this fight. Okay, like I want to see her get back on that path. But yeah, Yasmin Lucindo is definitely good for this division. Yasmin is good for this division, and if what's her name, Eduardo Mora. If Eduardo Mora can fully commit to being a 115er, then they're 2 good fighters for the division. Denise Gomes got a fight coming up with her. She's good for the division. Yeah, Denise Gomes, man. Yeah, her and Eduardo Mora got a fight coming up, so we'll see. Paul said, I want to roll with Karolina so bad. Karolina is 100% getting caught. How cleanly, I don't know. If it's on the button, I see a KO. Yeah, if it's on the button, it could be a KO, man. If it goes to the ground, I could see rear naked choke from Lucindo as well. Air might say it in terms of athleticism and striking. Robot said easy. Carolina is fighting smarter. What happens if she doesn't get caught? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, she has been fighting more at a range, and she's throwing that volume. So I want to see how Lucinda reacts to that volume. You know, she been throwing, like, Carolina been throwing that little uppercut too up the middle now too. You know, she's throwing those nice little quick shots and gets in and get out. You know, land that stuff, move, don't be standing there to brawl. Yeah, G Frame, what's up? Oh yeah, G Frame, what's going on? He said very inspirational what Carolina's pulled off. Lucindo TKO second round. Oh man. Marcus said what happens if Carolina puts Lucindo on the ground. Since Lucindo's last fight, she was having issues there. However, now Lucindo's training with Nunes, and now it may play out different. I think Lucindo might get a submission if she gets on the ground. Like I think that Carolina's gonna be game, but I think Lucindo combines some heavy punches on the ground. Lucindo could get it. Cause she did submit Poliana Viana, right? She's got a few submissions on her resume, but I know she's mostly like a puncher too. You know, she has that power. But I think that, yeah, working with Amanda's gonna have something ready for her. But it's gonna be good. Should be a good one. That's this weekend, right? I know y'all know. I know y'all want me to call that fight, right? Y'all want me to be on for that fight. Yep, Marcus said, yeah, y'all. I know y'all want me on there for that fight, right? Cause this is UFC 301. Pantoja and Usyk. I kind of wish they would put that on the. That should be on the main card. Oh yeah, Dion Barbosa versus Ernesta. What is it? Carrot Cake. Yeah, 2 contender series winners. They're fighting Dion Barbosa. Yeah, I hit Dion Barbosa up. You know, hit me back once. Dion Barbosa. Dion Barbosa got a win over Karine Silva. They brought in another fighter that beat Karine Silva, right? Carolina, Yasmin Lucindo. They're not the headliners. They're not the headliners of the prelims, but they're second from it. Okay. I thought Anthony Smith was fighting Saturday night. Anthony Smith fights this Saturday. What's that dude's name that was fighting Sap? What's the guy's name that was fighting Ryan Spann, Guskov. Paul said it's Karaskata. Okay. Yeah, I know in the contender series they kept calling her Carrot Cake. That's why I was like, are they saying Carrot Cake? They kept calling her Carrot Cake on the contender series. Yeah, Guskov is who was that calling Guskov Anthony Smith's stunt double? Yeah, Bogdan Guskov. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna jump on for that. Marcus said, yeah, that pay-per-view fight night card. Yeah, pay-per-view fight night card. I mean, yeah, it really is kind of a fight night card. It kind of is a fight night. This is a fight night kind of card to me. Like, 301 don't really seem like a pay-per-view. Do it to y'all? Like, Jose Aldo is the co-main event. Anthony Smith is the third from the co-main event. Michael Pieta versus what was that? Pretoria, and Paul Craig. You know, they bring action. I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying they don't seem like a don't seem like a 301 card. It do seem like another UFC Fight Night card. Oh snap! May 11th is Richie Torres. Robot Chicken said, "Who you got, Hardy or Aldrich?" Oh man, Hardy been looking good, man, and I picked against Hardy in that comeback fight. I just made the mistake of picking that Juju because I figured Hardy been out for like 3 years, but I guess in the meantime she was working, man. And she beats Jamie Lynn Horth. That was a good fight for her. JJ, come on, JJ. I like JJ though, man. Fan wise, I'm pulling for JJ as a fan. Like I'm more of a fan of JJ Aldrich's style and her as a fighter. But I don't know, man. Like Victoria. I was looking at Victoria. There we go. Veronica Hardy, man, like I'd be lying to say if she wasn't improving. BJ said Hardy. Okay, Robot Chicken said I'm taking Hardy. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards Hardy. Paul said, all my friends roll with Ursig. I just can't do it, man. What you thinking in that main event? I'm not going with Ursig. I'm going with Pantoja, man. I think Pantoja is just a little too active for him. I'm going to go with Pantoja, man. I don't know, just something about his style, very active, durable. I ain't betting on it now, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with Pantoja. Shout out to G Frank said, shout out to Charlie becoming the first female UFC ring announcer temporarily. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that real quick, man. I had the sound turned down, but yeah, I went back and watched the fight, and then I heard the crack in Joe Martinez's voice, and I was like, oh, okay, like yeah, I could sense something was wrong there. And after that, I heard that little cracking, and I was like, oh, okay, now I see why he probably had to sit out, man. He must have been they said he was sick, so yeah, like that Charlie Arnold, she came in, pulled through, I bet you everybody was throwing that mic around like, you do it. DC was like, I ain't doing it. Y'all do it. They were throwing that mic around. She's like, give me that mic. I'll do it. And she handled it like a professional, right? Pantoja be gassing quick. Paul said, I'm probably going to that St. Louis card. I can be the combo correspondent on the street. The St. Louis card, is that the one in June? Zama said, Ermite, he said, Stamp is way too small. She's even small for strawweight, more like between strawweight and atomweight. Colton said, Hardy looked really good her last fight, and I think she has troubles with fighting girls above her weight class before. Yeah, Easy said, have they cut Brogan Walker yet? They need to, he said. Oh, no, I don't think they have yet. I don't think they have. Well, Brogan Walker and Ivana Petrovic, that'd be a good fight. BJ said they'll give Charlie the opportunity to call fights. Yeah, Brian said she did a good job. It's just odd hearing anyone but Buffer and Joe. Yeah, it wasn't really odd for me because I hear some women call like Combate and so on. Like I get used to hearing them different voices, but like when I heard it, I was just like, I didn't really think of it at the time. But then y'all was like, "Where's Joe?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right. He was calling it right." Then when I heard the crack in the voice, I was like, "Okay." Oh, May 11th, that's the JJ Hardy fight. Okay. Yeah, when the UFC comes around my neck of the woods again, man, I'm gonna probably go. I missed out the last time. Todd said, "Kama, what you think about that lady trying to pick a fight with Macy on the street?" Man, I've been hearing about that, man. Like, I saw it. I saw the clip. They all talking about that now. The Karen that was trying to pick a fight with Macy. Now, man, if Macy stole off on her, and broke that eye socket, that girl would be suing Macy Barber. So Macy, they did the right thing. Like, just run with it as promotion. Just make fun of the Karen, and that's it. But don't be swinging on those girls out on the street. Macy might get some jail time and might get sued, and that's exactly what the Karen lady wanted. So it was funny though, you know. Like, did the lady even know who she was? Did she even know who she was like messing with at that point? Like, yeah, it was kind of funny with that though. Yeah, it was funny. And that was good on Barber. Like, Barber didn't try to like step to her. Like, just because you out in the street too. I mean, I wouldn't like, if you a fighter, you know, hey, people got guns, you know, so I wouldn't say put hands on her. You know what I mean? Like, she put hands on you, yeah, of course, but like, don't provoke it. Cause yeah, if you are known as a fighter, people are not gonna fight you. They're gonna shoot first and then ask questions later, right? I got Tisha, but it's been a long layoff. Yeah, I got Tisha too. Gabby said, thoughts on PFL adding 105 fight card to their card. I would love it, but I would really be pissed if they do that in the UFC. If they take it before the UFC does, I'm gonna be pissed. You know, I'm gonna be mad at the UFC. Yeah, Macy's whole body is a weapon, boy. That lady was all drunk and told Macy to try to dress better. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely would be good to fight, you know, that lady. Macy was trying to get in another tune-up fight before another fight. Yeah, that too easy. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, she probably just thought she was just another regular old girl. And Macy don't got a name like that. No, like, that's why if she got hit by her, she would have been surprised, and then she would be like, "Oh man, I got hit by a fighter. I can sue her." Yeah, I doubt if she knew her like that. Yeah. If it was somebody maybe like Holly Holm, yeah. Or if she saw somebody like Kayla Harrison run up on her, she probably would have been like, I know Kayla must fight. So I'm going to watch out for this one. All right, so let me see. Karine Silva. Yeah, I think Caitlin Chikeg and Amanda Ebos, those are good names for Karine Silva. Yeah, man, Karen, they're going to mess around and find out, man. Yeah, it could have been fake too. You know, they could be looking for promotion. Because I know the other girl that I see Macy Barber with on Instagram, I just clicked on her and I was like, oh, this girl's kind of popular too. So, you know, it could be promotion. Because I'm looking at it the other day and I say, oh, okay, this girl that Macy Barber hangs with, she's got like over 1 million followers. Colt said, "Comment, do you think Karine Silva's stock went down a little for you?" No. I wouldn't say it went down. I think some questions were answered, but I think that she'll get better off of that fight, you know. I think maybe as far as like somebody that's going to come in finishing people in the top 5, which I was kind of on the fence about anyway. I still think she has potential to go for the belt. Like, I think she will challenge for the belt one day. But as far as like stock is like a killer, yeah, some of the things she was doing in there, I can see a lot of people neutralizing right now. So, but if she comes in and the next fight builds off of that, that's what you got to do to be tested, Gabby said, thoughts on PFL flyweight European tournament. I'm going to check it out because I do like Chanel Dyer. I'm kind of thinking she takes it all because I know they got the other girl in there I was talking about the other day. I don't think you were in here, but I was talking a little bit about it. They have, what's that girl's name? Sammy Joe, the ghetto Cinderella girl. I thought she was kind of like just a YouTuber type, but I guess she's a fighter too. They signed her. But I think, it seemed like to me, Chanel Dyer seems like the more, hold on, I'm trying to pull this thing up on Instagram, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, Lipski ain't no bum. That's true, easy. Yeah, Lipski ain't no bum. Like, I just kind of look at it as far as how scenarios will play out. But yeah, I see it as something you can build off of, but definitely you can't lose stock in. Did you see the viral LFA KO? Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, man. I might get on maybe sometime tomorrow or something. But, yeah, that I posted it, actually, Gabby. I posted it a couple of days ago in the community post. Yeah, y'all saw that knockout, right? I posted it the other day. Yeah, Friday night was? Yeah. Yeah, Marcus. Yeah, Chanel Dyer is under the radar. Yeah, she just been working, man. She just been getting the work in and staying busy. And she's got that killer instinct about her too. I like that. Yeah, I'm not really looking at the European flyweight tournament like you want to see the next UFC fighter, next big champion. I think it's just gonna kind of separate those prospects from the ones that probably shouldn't be there right now, And I think from what I've seen, Chanel kind of looks like the more hungry, focused fighter. Like if her and Sammy fight, I'm thinking that she should start her. Dakota would definitely pull a Kayla in the future. Oh yeah, I can see that. James said Haney stock didn't just go down, it vanished. Y'all messed up. You're talking about Haney like that, man. Well, I mean, it's not really his fault. Maybe, it's what like I haven't really been looking as much as I have maybe like a couple of days after the fight, but I've been hearing that, Devin Haney's father, Bill, is still kind of talking. So I don't know what is his father bringing the stock down? Colton said, when is the next women's flyweight fight at PFL? June. Hold on. The next PFL tournament is, hold on. Is it 13th? Yeah, the Tyler Santos and Jenna Bishop fight and all that. It is, dang, man, like PFL, their Instagram, they just don't put, where's the dates at? I did a video on it, but yeah, June 13th. The next flyweight fights are June 13th. But the European tournament is June 8th. So the European PFL flyweight tournament is June 8th, but the tournament that we're all paying attention to is June 13th. So we still got over a month before they come back. That's why I was telling you, Colton. Like that's why the UFC's flyweight division is still better. It's still more entertaining. Cause look, we ain't getting no flyweight fights for another year, man. I mean, it's not another year. I mean, another month. You know. In the meantime, we might not have the championship fight in the UFC, but we had a lot of good flyweight fights. Yeah, Brian, I think so too. Dakota's definitely gonna end up in the UFC at some point. Boy, she racking them wins up though. Ermite said Devin Haney's father is giving him a bad name. That's what it seemed like to me. Like that's what I haven't really looked at too much of it except that last thing, little back and forth with him and Floyd. I'm kind of like, man, y'all gotta chill, man. Bill still be out there hanging with these young guys, cussing and stuff and acting up. I'm like, man, if I was him, I'd be tired, man. If my son was a fighter, I'd be at home resting. And they making all that money too already, I'd be chilling, man. I mean, I ain't gonna be lazy, but I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna be out of the drama. Like, I like Devin too, man. I like Devin as a fighter, man. Like, I think Devin can come back from this thing, man. Like, this was mostly just like mental. Well, there's a lot of technical flaws too that can be worked out. Some technical kinks that can be worked out, but it's just so much mental here because Ryan was selling this thing as he was a nut, you know, and then he comes in and wins the fight. Ermite said, can Ryan Garcia actually beat Tank in a rematch at 145, as he claims? Nah, I still think Tank beats him. I think Tank is an actual hitter that can hurt him, and that's going to be Ryan's kryptonite. Like, Ryan can beat a guy like Fortuna, Luke Campbell, Devin Haney. Those guys ain't hurting him. But you got a guy like Tank who can box. Okay, you got a guy like Tank who can box and punch. Yeah, Tank's going to hurt him. Yeah, Tank will hurt him again, you know. Tank's power might carry up to that weight too. So Ryan, he's saying that now just for the check, but I think Tank still hurts him at that weight. At that weight. Cause the guys Ryan fought, like, Devin, you can't hit that hard. Yeah, he'll beat that guy. Good timing, better hand speed. Who did I say? Yeah, Fortuna, Luke Campbell, them guys like that he fought. Yeah, I used to wonder to see Rolly and Ryan. Rolly got his noodles scrambled, too, his eggs scrambled. Dakota versus Lipski would be fun. Yeah, that would be an interesting fight. That would be interesting. That might, I don't know though, man. That might be one Dakota could pull out because, you know, if Dakota let her hands go, that might be the one fight I could say she could win in the UFC. Style-wise, Dakota is young though. If she can ease through the tournament, why would she turn down as easy million? I can see her riding out like Kayla. When it gets stiff, she will dip. Yeah, I can see that. 6, what's up, man? I didn't even see you. Were you here earlier? 6 said Bill is demise of Devin. Yeah, you just gotta, take a break, man. Like, stop promoting with all that yelling and acting up, man. Like, Devin don't need all that. Like, Devin's a boxer, let him promote himself. Let his fights promote himself. From what I'm seeing, that's just last time I was looking, I was like, man, you over here. I ain't heard from Devin. Devin ain't making no excuses. Devin didn't make no excuses that night. How many fights do they do before the playoffs at PFL? Oh, man. How many is it? One or... Oh, no, is it 2? I think the PFL season goes, what, 4 seasons, I think? So it might be 3 before the actual fight, I think. I have to look at this thing, man. It's hard to understand. Like I told you, I don't really understand how you do like the loser versus the winner in a fight like this. Yeah, Devin got to go on vacation, man. Yeah, Devin got to chill. You know, Devin. I think Devin is taking a break. He said he is taking a break. Oh, James said Bill didn't make any. Said he didn't make any excuses either. Well, what are they still talking about out here? Like, what's still going on out here? Everybody said I love a good David versus Goliath battle, even if David gets destroyed. It's inspiring in terms of strategy and resilience. Yeah, yeah. Robot said PFL matches seem rigged. They're definitely placed somewhat. They're carefully matched up. I put it that way because you can't miss. You know, I feel like when I got 5-0, something's wrong sometimes because it's just like it would just seem like an easy pick. Like, okay, that's just it. Okay, yeah. So and so's gonna win that fight. That's it. You know. Easy said Bill just being ignorant. He ain't saying nothing you want to hear. Yeah, I figured that. Like, if it ain't the fighters talking or if it ain't a fight coming up, I really don't want to hear it. James said Bill is taking that L like a G. If they were, he should be chilling, man. Like, you know, they still out here talking about this thing. Like, if he can let it go, just go ahead. If Devin can move on from it, just go on and chill. All right. James said he is chilling. How he chilling, man? And they be on here on these lives and talking all this trash, man. Like him and Floyd, he back to promoting already, man. Just chill out. Colton said I want to see Baumgartner versus Clarissa Shields. I would pick Clarissa in that fight if it has to happen. Tiafimo versus Ryan. Yeah, I picked Tiafimo. Everybody said PFL tournament definitely has some WWE King and Queen of the Ring. Yeah, it do, man. You know they do have that storyline, man. Because they had Kayla moving on through that thing like it was, she was cutting through it like butter. I think, when Floyd was on there with Zab, though, Floyd was making sense, though. Floyd was like technically, he was making some good critiques about Devin Haney, even his punching power. I'm gonna go back and look at that one. Yeah, Easy E, that was a more interesting little thing I saw. Whenever Devin and Zab when Floyd and Zab were talking about Devin, like he was talking about some good things in that one about how he punches too. Colton said, "Combo, who would you pick between Kayla and Amanda?" I'm gonna go with Amanda. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Amanda. Yeah, at least Baumgartner is too small. But if she won it, man, I know Clarissa gonna smash her out. Yep. But all right, y'all, I'm about to jump off here. It's been about an hour and a half. I'm hungry. I got an early appointment tomorrow. And I'm going to eat and sit back for a little bit because I got to get up at 7. And, yeah. So, yeah, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate everybody in the chat. And, yeah, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. If you missed the live, you can go back and watch it later. Close this out. Colton said, do you think Alicia was on steroids? I don't think so. I just never know with this world of combat sports, but I'm going to say I hope she wasn't. Yeah. Yeah, you can praise your son without all that trash talk. You can. I agree with that. But all right, y'all. Y'all be easy. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. I'm out. Peace.